We are all just walking each other home. I can't remember where I first heard that, but I love the feeling of community and the sense of comfort and companionship that this old saying gives me. But this morning, the news blares that the coming week of the coronavirus lockdown of 2020 will be the hardest yet and the saddest and most difficult time for Americans. So, whether that is true or whether it's just the media hype of the moment, as a civilization, as humanity, all together, we will get through this. And what will be remembered in years to come? If we were among the families experiencing death, well, that of course will be woven into the legends of our lineage, a story told and retold for generations. But most of us will not be touched directly by a family death due to coronavirus. Most of us will live to experience whatever society collectively comes up with next as the way to live. In the coming years, we will certainly tell the tales of being cooped up for weeks, of 6 foot social distancing. We will recount the shortages of toilet paper and masks and the run on guns and dwindling stock on increasingly bare market shelves. We'll talk about the jobs lost, the careers stalled, the companies bankrupted, fortunes changed overnight, and fear. We will remember that a lot of people had a lot of fear, particularly money fear. We'll tell our kids how it was for us, for our nation, for the world during this strange time. But the stories that we will repeat most often will be the extreme acts of others, both the horrible cruelties that we saw, yes, but much more will tell the stories of those grand and gutsy sacrifices. Kairos was the ancient Greek deity of opportunity, and a Kairos moment is defined as a time when conditions are right for the accomplishment of a crucial action, the opportune and decisive moment. We are in such a time now, a time when noble, epic individual action is even easier and more natural, perhaps, than in more numbingly mundane eras. In remembering, we will recount the many shocking stupidities of our leaders, but the stories we will most love to tell will be about the kindnesses, large and little, the selfless acts of helping, all those small human gestures of support and sharing and encouragement that we saw. The big stuff, chefs who fed thousands out of their own pockets, cashiers who valiantly kept working so people could buy groceries and eat, famous musicians who live streamed free concerts from their homes, perfume makers who switched their entire factory equipment to start making hand sanitizers for doctors, seamstresses who worked day and night to sew masks by the thousands, Airbnb hosts who gave up their spaces free so healthcare workers could rest close to their hospitals. And of course, the incredible healthcare workers and first responders themselves worldwide, including, let's remember, the retired who gallantly returned, giving their all under mostly terrible conditions. And then there was the small. She was on her last 2 rolls of toilet paper, and can you believe she gave us one? We got evicted, and my boss let my family stay safe in her offices, and she even brought us food. Sitting in my car, an old woman recounts, outside the grocery store, I was afraid to go into the store, and a young woman came up and offered to go in and get my groceries for me free. Each of us shall die possibly of coronavirus, but more probably as elders, having lived a very long life. On our deathbeds, when we're almost home ourselves, will we be content with how we walked our own loved ones home throughout our lifetime? And just as importantly, will we be satisfied with the traveling companions we chose and how they, our spouses, our parents, our employers, our colleagues, our friends, will we be satisfied with the way they walked us home? Times like these are the perfect time for resets. If you do not like how you are being walked home, if you do not like how you are being treated, now is a good time to contemplate quietly any desired change for your future. It's not necessarily a time for drastic action, but more a moment for us to become aware of how life truly feels to us with our traveling companions, how we feel about those close to us and how they are treating us, and what we might do about that in the next opportune moment if something needs to be done. Times like these are the perfect time for your personal Kairos moment, your bold, maybe bigger than life action. Most of us don't think of ourselves as heroes, but a brave and beautiful being, I assure you, lives inside each of us. So set her loose to save the day or maybe just the moment. What could you do to walk others home even more beautifully and powerfully through this storm that we all must share? Let's think as big as we can, or as small as we like, because both huge acts of heroism and gentle acts of kindness are needed now. Choosing to uplift the spirits of a friend rather than commiserating and complaining, well, that could be your simple and strong heroic act of help for this day. We are all just walking each other home. For many, it is a miserable slog. For a few, it is a joyful journey together. And if it is indeed true that we are all just walking each other home, when all is said and done, will we have walked well? In whatever halls of eternity may await us, let us be able to answer truly, yes. Blessed be.